Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. So this is part 2 of InMoov2 running MyRobotLab Nixie. So today we're going to talk about gestures and some of the other features that are in the software. Last video we ran 2 gestures, but there's a lot more gestures in there. So I'll show you a way to discover some more gestures and some of the other features that InMoov has. Now, the technique we're about to go through does require you to rummage around in the MyRobotLab file system, but I'll show you all the folders and that to get to there. Now, all these gestures that we're going to look at discover can be run in the simulator, or sometimes it's called the Virtual InMoov, or it can be run on the physical InMoov as well. The InMoov Robot Builders Facebook group has a couple of lists of gestures, and I'm not sure if they're complete or not, but I'll link that Facebook group at the end of the video. So we're going to look at 2 files, and they're both text files. They're Artificial Intelligent Markup Language and a Python file. So these can be viewed with standard text editors like Notepad or something like that. But I've installed Notepad++, which is a open source free software that it's got a few extra features over the standard Notepad. But most operating systems have got a text editor that you could use to view these files. So I've set up my file explorer with 2 tabs, both in C drive because I've got a Windows machine. So in the I'm going to open up one of the tabs, and we're going to go to MRL, MyRobotLab, where we installed the software to, and then MyRobotLab, the version. Then we're going to click on the resources and scroll across to a folder called Program AB. So here's a whole heap of AIML files. Because I'm using the English version, we'll open up the English tab, but you'll need to open up the language of your choice. Then if we open the AIML file, and we're just going to start off with the InMoov gesture. So here's the AIML file for InMoov gestures. It's opened up in the Notepad++. So that's a standard file format or file structure. And so we'll just scroll down to DaVinci, which is one of the ones that we opened up before, or we ran last video. So you can say if InMoov here's DaVinci, it's going to say that phrase, and it will run DaVinci Python code. Also, if it hears DaVinci, that's all one word, it's just going to convert that to DaVinci in 2 words, and then run that code again. So now where to find the DaVinci Python code. So again, we'll open MyRobotLab and resources, but this time we'll go to InMoov2 folder, and there's one called gestures. So we open that. So there should be one in here called called DaVinci. There it is there. You see, this uses a standard Python coding structure. So basically this is setting up the speed of the hands and the speed of the arm, and also the speed of the neck, and then the next row of lines will be move the arm, move the hand. So these are like with the hand, left and right hand, those individual numbers represent the finger locations. so the servo will move those locations. So we also ran relax. When we say relax and InMoov here is relax, InMoov will repeat the word relax under the template there. Then it'll run the Python code relax. That's in the gesture folder, so we can go off and have a look at that. So we'll just scroll down to the relax file. So we'll see that same sort of structure. This one here changes the colour of the neopixels to start with. Then if it's seeing that the OpenCV is in capture mode, it'll run this group of commands. So there'll be hand for left and right, and arm left and right speed, and then the torso speed also. Then it'll do a move, so it'll move the left right arm and left right hand and the torso. If it's in green, it's just a comment. If the OpenCV capture isn't running, it'll run this group of files, this group of commands. I don't know what the difference is. Maybe the head doesn't bob down when it's in capture mode, video capture mode. So all these here are all, or most of the gestures. So you can see here, if you say close your left hand, InMoov will repeat the saying close my left hand, and then it will run the closed left hand Python code. So we'll scroll up to close left hand. So there it is. So it's just closing, moving the left hand, and so these represent the finger and the wrist. Sorry, there's only 5 of them, so it's only the fingers. So these are, to discover the gestures, you just go through this list and see what you need to say, and then you can have a look to see about what's going to happen in the Python code. So these AIMLs don't need to run a physical movement, so they can run just some program code. Here there's a InMoov app directory, so if we go to the InMoov app AIML file, similar structure as the other AIML file. So here we can see if we say rock, paper, scissors, it'll put InMoov into the rock, paper, scissors game. InMoov will say, let's play rock, paper, scissors, and then it'll ask you to make a guess, and it will respond to your guess, and then there'll be a choice of 3 options that InMoov will pick from. I'm assuming it's random. Oh yeah, so it says template random there. And it'll compare your response to InMoov response to work out if you win or lose the rock, paper, scissors. Here also that's running the Python code as well, so you can see paper, scissors or rock with the brackets on it. So we can have a look to see what the paper does, the paper Python file does. So it runs through these movements of the servo. I'm assuming it does the paper motion for the hand and the arm. There's also a kids game there that you can play, that InMoov will play a word game with. So there's lots of these AI/ML folders in here. So here's one that's called date, so you can ask InMoov the day and it will reply back with today is, and it'll give you the day. Same thing with year, month, time and date. So if you ask InMoov the date, it will reply today is, and it'll reply back with the month, day, year. So it gets that information from the computer that's running MyRobotLab. It's also possible to ask it to play a YouTube clip, and it'll try and run a YouTube clip. You can ask it to read a story, and also there's music as well. I've not had a lot of success with the jukebox one. Must be missing something with the setup. So there's a mass function that's okay to play around with. So you can say 7 plus 7, and InMoov will reply back with 14. Then you can use subtraction, multiply, divide, and InMoov will reply with the answer. So there's no extra Python code in this, so there's no movement by InMoov. There's no the body doesn't move or get driven. None of the servos are driven. There's a lot in here to just play around with. So there's another one. You just say joke, and InMoov random selects one of these jokes. If you have a joke, you can type that in there, and it will be then part of the list. There's another one that's in there. It's called What About Star Wars, and I'll come back with a couple of random quotes from Star Wars. As you can see, there's a lot there to investigate. So each folder has multiple AI enclosed. So if we go to the InMoov2 or InMoov and then InMoov2 website, apart from all the installation stuff that we partly went through at the video, so we can change, well, they're saying we can add a brain to InMoov, so we can put chat GTP into that to get a more broader answers to questions. It's also possible to change InMoov's voice with a standard text-to-speech. So you can use free ones, or you can opt to pay for a text-to-speech service. There's also some other help here on the forum. So there's a forum Google Groups and a Discord server that you can go to and ask questions on. If you want to know more about running InMoov. So here's the InMoov Robot Builders Facebook groups. It is a private group, so you'll need to join. And in the file section there's a couple of lists of gestures in there. So that's a quick overview on gestures and other functions an InMoov can do. So that's it for today. We'll catch you next time.